All right, good morning, fourth graders. This is for your science work. It's called Tornado Terror. Mr. Bermudez did post a video here, and you can see it here before the actual worksheet. So you might want to watch the video. That will help you answer these questions, and it's only 3 minutes. All right, it says use the vocabulary words in the word bank to complete the sentences about tornadoes. You'll have to use a scribble tool because it doesn't look like there's a text box. There are 2 slides, and the answers, the word bank is at the bottom of the second slide. A violent rotating column of air that extends from a thunderstorm to the ground is called and I think you guys probably know, but that was called a tornado. So I'm going to cross out tornado, and then I'll go back up to the top. You're going to need to use your scribble tool. So you'll go here to the line, go down to scribble, and write tornado. Oh boy. That's not going to help. All right, so if I were you, I would just grab this text, make a text box by pulling it, and then you can type tornado in it. Tornado. And then if you're not happy with it on the line, just move that little box up. Tornado, and I spelled it wrong. Tornado. All right. And the next one says, they're also known as blank or cyclones. So they're also known as twisters. So I'm going to cross off twisters. And then I'll go back up here and I'll grab a text box and I'll put it there. And then I'll type in twister. Violent tornadoes can cause colossal destruction by uprooting trees, completely destroying buildings, and hurling vehicles. They have wind speeds of up to blank. So now I'm looking for a number. So when I look down at my box here, they have wind speeds up to 3 p.m. That doesn't make sense. 29%, that doesn't make sense. But 300 mph, which is miles per hour, makes the most sense. So they can have wind speeds up to 300 miles per hour. And so I'll go back to this blank. I'm going to grab that text box. I'm going to pull and drag, and then I can type 300 miles per hour. Remember, if you're not happy with it on the line, just pull it up a little bit. Traditionally, tornadoes look like a blank. So what do they look like? And I believe they look like funnels. It's not funnel to rain as one answer. It's just funnel. And so we'll go back up here, and I will grab a text box, and I will type in funnel. If you're not happy with it on the line, you can always pull it up. They can also look like a slender rope. Landspout, multiple vortex tornado, and blank are different kinds of tornadoes. So now I'm looking in this word box for a name of a tornado, and that would be waterspout. So I'll go back here, and I will grab a text box, pull it, and I will type waterspout. All right, and if you're not happy with it on the line, you can always pull it up. All right, and then it says, no blank is safe from the wrath of tornadoes. And that would be no, I think the answer would be terrain. Terrain means area or land, a different kind of land. So we'll do terrain, and I'm going to need a text box, and I'll grab and pull, and I can type terrain. All right, now we're on the second page. Except blank, tornadoes have been observed in all continents. So I need a word that's a continent. So which continent was listed here? And that was Antarctica. And I'll go back up. I'm going to grab a text box. I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to type, and I'm going to use a capital A because it's the name of a continent. Though tornadoes can happen at any time of the year, they are most common during when? So I'm looking for a time or something that makes sense. They're most common at 3 p.m. or they're most common during the summers. So summers makes the most sense there. So I would say, though tornadoes can happen at any time of the year, they are most common during summer. So I'm going to grab a text box, I'll pull it, and I'll type summer. And if you want it on the line, just drag that text box a little higher. Tornadoes are most likely to strike between blank and 3 p.m. So I need a time, and there's only one time here, and that was 3 p.m. And I'll grab a text box, and I'll type 3 p.m. All right. And if you're not sure why, around 3 o'clock is usually the hottest part of the day. So when that cold air and that warm air come together, that's when a tornado can happen. Blank of all tornadoes are strong tornadoes and can last 20 minutes or longer. So I'm looking for a number here, and the only number I have left is 29%. And so I'll come back up here. I'll grab a text box, and we'll say 29 and then percent. You have to shift and hit 5. During a tornado, it is safest to go to the blank of a house. Most of you know the part of the house that's safest for a tornado would be basement, even though we don't usually have tornadoes in New Jersey. Grab a text box, and I'm going to write basement. Tornadoes can be detected by using the blank. So how do weather or meteorologists, people that study the weather, detect that? Do they use a fajita scale or the pulse Doppler radar? Well, if any of you have been watching the news, Doppler radar is big, so it's going to be the pulse Doppler radar. That's what they use to detect all kinds of weather. So we'll write pulse Doppler radar. The Toro scale or the blank are the common scales used for rating the strength of tornado. And so we only have one answer left, but it also has scale in it. So fajita scale, or maybe it's fajita scale. I'm not really sure how you would say that. But I'm going to use a capital because it is the name. All right. Some of you smarty pants probably realize that the answers are also here at the bottom, but if not, you can always check them. All right, great job.